creative aspect of everything comes from the human brain. It's not about the technology that I'm mostly excited about. It's about the people who's using all these AI, the tools, the new platforms that's coming in. Biggest learning for me by working with all these people so far, any new product that comes into the market, it is an opportunity. We think really small. We have an island mentality. You think only about the job description, or you think only to a certain extent. As Sri Lankans, we have to think bigger.
Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk 360. Today we have a very special guest, and it's Yeshan Weerasinghe. Hi Yeshan, how are you doing today?
Doing good, Russell. Thank you for having me on your show.
So talking about Yeshan is the director of Innovate Over Private Limited, and also he has an expertise in digital marketing. And talking about digital marketing, I think we will have a good conversation today. And also a sales specialist, as I know, and who also has a passion in public speaking. So Yeshan, let's start it from there. Who is Yeshan Weerasinghe?
That's an interesting question. But in a very simpler sense, Russell, Yeshan, I like to think Yeshan as a captain with a losing toss, right? To dive a little bit deeper into it, I have a huge passion for cricket. So that's where the captain and the toss part comes, right? But to be honest, I'm not someone who believes in luck or someone who depends in luck. I prefer to create my own luck. So whether I win the toss or not, whether the favors are in my, whether the opportunities are in my favor or not, I personally want to be that captain who leads the team of people to achieve the best result at the end of the day. But that's just a little bit about who I am as a person. But in terms of my professional career, I've been in digital marketing, customer success, sales for almost 6 years, working not only with Sri Lankan companies but also with international companies all across from US, Australia, UK, and also from UAE. So yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about me, I would say.
Here is a man who imagined machines that could think. Today, we push the boundaries of artificial intelligence, creating solutions that shape the world of tomorrow.
Where does the journey start into marketing and lead generation and sales operations? Where does it actually start?
It actually started when I was in my school days, right? I was one of those lucky kids who got the opportunity to get the first-hand experience to the corporate world when I was in school itself, thanks to one of my really close friends, one of the persons that I look up to, Dulinda Pereira. He's also the founder of Icon Marketing. So we used to know each other from school days, ever since we were really small kids. When he started Icon, I was one of those lucky people who got the opportunity to work alongside him as a business development executive while I was doing my A-levels. And that's when I actually got myself into marketing, or when I got the first-hand experience into marketing. And I immediately fell in love with it. But at Icon, I mainly learned the ABCs, or the very basics of marketing, the creative aspects of it, and getting myself into this entire advertising PR space. That's when I actually fell in love with it. But then there onwards, it was a lot of self-learning. It was a lot of experiences working with a lot of different companies. Through that journey only I found myself in marketing, sales, customer success, and looking back at it, I've come so far, I would say.
He spent his career inventing the tools, toys, software, and projects that popularized the view of computers as incubators of knowledge. We carry his torch, inspiring the next generation of innovators through innovative learning experiences.
Talk about that, Yeshan. So fast over to that, you are in Innovator now and director in the company. So what difference do you see when you look back at yourself and currently, and regarding what you have done and what you have come so far? What are the differences and some inspirational that you can give all of us?
Right. So many differences, right? So many differences. But biggest difference is now I'm the one who's leading. A lot of people are dependent on me. It's a lot of responsibilities on my shoulder. But one thing is that I found a purpose in what I do. And I've found the core reason why we founded Innovate, or why we are doing Innovate, and the reason that we do everything for Innovate. That drive that I have inside of me is what truly inspires me also at the moment. So I would say when it comes to the difference that I see in myself back then and to the person who I am today, I'm a very purpose-driven person at the moment, and I also love working with people, whether I'm leading or whether I'm also learning from my own colleagues at work. I just love this journey a lot. I would say that's the difference I see in myself the most.
So Yeshan, like you mentioned, you have led many roles and worked in different roles, so that means to me that you are very flexible in what you do and you work with very large number of people.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that we can get out of the learnings that you have and any challenges that you have faced and how you actually overcame them with like different roles that you have faced, if you can give something on that.
For me, it depends on person to person, Russell, right? But for me, working with people or getting along with people is something really important. Because I'm a people-driven person, right? So in different situations, when it comes to different settings, different businesses, I have to adapt myself to be able to work with different people. Whether it's from Sri Lanka, whether it's with someone from abroad, or whether it's from a company, whether it's a client, employee. There's a lot of hats that I have to wear. But then it's all a learning process even for me. One thing is I'm very much open to meet new people, engage with them, learn from them, and basically build a relationship with them that best suits the situation and also with the person. I would say biggest learning for me by working with all these people so far would be the flexibility that you should have to be with anyone. Second, you should be able to adapt yourself, and also you should be willing to learn from someone. Those three things would be, I think, the most three things that has helped me to work with all different kinds of people.
Amazing. So Yeshan, like you have mentioned, you have been in the UK and coming back to Sri Lanka and all that. This is something I ask in most of the new episodes, is that when it comes to technology, it's evolving and we are coming to an AI space, and things can be done very fast, efficiently via ChatGPT. So how in your business industry and the way you work, how do these tools help you as a human, and how do you prefer using these tools when you come to businesses, and is this a good thing or is it a bad thing?
The way I see it is, any new product or any new software or any new solutions that comes into the market, it is an opportunity, right? We need to first understand that, because every person who's behind these products, they build it either to create a new opportunity or to solve an existing problem. So we as human beings or people who's using those softwares, we need to understand the purpose, why they actually built it, and how best we can utilize it. But in my personal opinion, with all of these new changes that's happening to the existing softwares, or new adjustments that these softwares do, or entirely new developments that comes in with the use of AI or the other tech softwares available, you as a person, you as a company should be able to understand how to best use it to have an effective process in your business. But also at the same time, you should understand how to best use the softwares.
Definitely.
This visionary gave the gift of literacy to the blind. His invention changed lives then. And we are thrilled to continue on from where he left off.
Also Yeshan, this is like my favorite question out of the lot. What is the story behind Innovate OVA?
Right. I'll try to keep this as short as possible, but it's quite a long story, to be honest. Everything starts at APIT, right? That's my university that I joined straight after college. So while I was in APIT, like I said in the description about myself before, I'm someone who goes behind opportunities. I don't wait until the opportunities come to me. So while I was in APIT, me and a couple of my friends, we were just, joking around, fooling around. But then we came across this opportunity where we could participate in a business case study competition organized by Unilever. And me, a couple of my friends, the three of us grabbed the opportunity with both the hands, and then we participated for that competition. We only ended up becoming semi-finalists in the competition, but it was a highly competitive competition, right? During this competition, even though we didn't win it, the journey made us realize that as friends, we could do so much beyond the classroom. We could do so much beyond what we were just doing as just friends, right? So my best friend back then, even up to date, Kavinda Fonseca, he was in my class. So both of us got to talking basically, what can we do as best friends? How can we convert our friendship into a business partnership? And then we tried different things out. We first tried a travel agency, then we tried another small, like an advertising company. So we tried different things, but nothing really worked. But we didn't want to give up. We wanted to keep on trying. At the same time, I had to drop off from Appit for a personal reason, but Kavinda was still working studying at Appit, and he was also engaged in a lot of internships organized by reputed companies, same like me. So every opportunity that both of us had, we were looking into finding that opportunity that would work for me and Kavinda to have a business opportunity, right? We were looking for that chance. And luckily, I got that opportunity when I was offered a job from a US based company, and I joined them as a customer success associate initially. And while I was performing, I had to work alongside with people from India, Philippines, and all that, right? So while working with all of those people, I realized that there is something special about the Sri Lankan quality. And that's when Innovate actually started. Me and Kavinda got to talking about how we can take this as an opportunity, and then we founded the company from there onwards, and it's been a really amazing journey so far.
That's actually such a great story, and it cancels off the story that says like best friends cannot start businesses.
Oh, no, not at all.
So Yeshan, so we'll be coming to the final few questions. So if I ask, with the future of marketing and Innovatova, what do you actually see, and where do you see the vision and the mission of the company? Where do you see it in another 5 years, 10 years? Like, do you see something exciting happening? And also, if you could share some of the exciting projects that you have done, something memorable with us.
Right. So, in terms of the future, what I'm mostly excited about is not about the AI, is not about the platforms that are coming in. It's not about the technology that I'm mostly excited about. It's about the people who's in this industry. It's about the people who's using all these AI, the tools, the new platforms that's coming in. Because the creative aspect of everything comes from the human brain. And that is when it gets connected with the softwares or the AI platforms, that's when it becomes a better output at the end of the day. That's what I'm mostly excited about. It's a people, right? In terms of Innovate, a lot of exciting things are about to happen. Like you mentioned before, Russell, I was in the UK. All this time, I actually did Innovate as a side hustle. Me and Kavinda, both of us. Finally, I have come to that leap of faith. I've taken that decision to take Innovate full time. And there's a lot of opportunities awaiting for Innovate, a lot of potential for Innovate to grow, not just within Sri Lanka, but be like globally, right? And I'm really excited for those opportunities, and can't wait to see what the future unfolds for Innovate and for myself.
Amazing. So Yeshan, this last question I've been asking since day one, the day I started the podcast, is that we all are Sri Lankans, and you've been traveling here, but now we are here in Sri Lanka. So in terms of the youth, the main vision and the mission that I have is to inspire the youth using this podcast as a content tool. So if there's anything that we can say to inspire the youth in your words, and in the space that you work, and you've been traveling to UK, and what do us youth lack, and where can we shine the best, and what tip can you give to them? Right.
I'll give two pointers. This is what has helped me personally. Number one, I think we as Sri Lankans, we think really small, right? We have an island mentality. even when we start a company, we think the highest potential we can reach is this particular level. Or even when we do anything, even when you get a job, you think only about the job description, or you think only to a certain extent. I think we need to think bigger. As Sri Lankans, we have to think bigger, because we can't compete with the rest of the world, or we can't compete globally if we are not thinking big enough. And I'm a culprit of this myself too, right? Until I got started with Innovate, and until I started traveling to UK, US, all these countries, I didn't realize the potential that Innovate has, right? So I myself has to think big. And that's the same message that I want to give to anyone who's listening to this podcast. The second thing I would say, again, I'm a culprit of this myself, right? In our generation, what we do is, in my opinion, we come to the edge of the pool, right? But we are scared to dive deep into the pool. So we stay at the edge of the pool, and then we talk about, the pool is that long, this wide, it's this deep. We keep talking, but we don't actually jump into the pool. So anyone who's listening to this podcast or to this conversation, the only thing I would tell them is take the action today, right? Dive into the pool. Only then you will realize truly how deep, how long, how wide it is. And then out of all the strokes out there, you will find the best way for you to find the best stroke to swim. And maybe, who knows, you might be the best swimmer in that capacity. But first, take the action today. That's my message for everyone.
That's actually the best inspirational was up to now for the podcast. So Yeshan, thank you so much for coming today. I've been bothering you for the last couple of months. So it's been a pleasure talking with you, and we have had some memories in the same university as well. So Yeshan, I hope everything goes well with Innovate OVA, and wishing you best of luck. And thank you so much for coming in the podcast. And if there's anyone who wants to reach you out in terms of Innovate OVA, or in terms of a chat for the personal reasons, in terms of LinkedIn, how can they reach out to you?
First of all, Russell, the pleasure's been all mine to be a part of this conversation. I'm sorry I couldn't make time before to come here, but then I'm glad we finally did. Truly enjoyed this process as well. Thank you for creating this platform for anyone who has a lot to share about the tech industry. Having said that, anyone who's looking to get in touch with me, simplest way is use the social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Those are the 3 best platforms you can find me on. Just search up my name, Yeshan Weerasinghe, and you'll easily find me there.
That's another episode of Tech Talk 360, unveiling one bite at a time.